Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. We've got some news about new products that we always love to talk about products. And, well, frankly, anytime we get to talk about ammo, that's worth doing because just finding ammo is something. And then when you hear about new ammo, cool ammo, that's a whole nother deal. Joel Hodgdon joins us right now. No, not from Hodgdon, from Remington. Joel, it's confusing sometimes. I bet you run into that all the time.
It is, Tom. Hey, good to be here. It is. So I grew up in the family business at Hodgdon Powder, but these days I'm working over at Remington Ammunition, and I am doing marketing out of our ammunition plant in Lone Oak, Arkansas. Very cool. So the short version is Remington's been around for since Adam and Eve, but last year before, there was a bankruptcy, got sold off, and then Remington Ammunition got picked up by the folks at Federal Vista, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right. So last fall, Vista Outdoor, our parent company, walked in, and your listeners know Vista really well, right? It's Federal Premium Ammunition, it's CCI Ammunition, Spear Ammunition, Bushnell Optics, many others. Right. And Vista bought the Remington Ammunition plant here in Arkansas, and then Vista also bought the Remington brand. So now, yes, there is still a company out there called Rem Arms making Remington firearms, but I'm focused on, and the folks in Arkansas are focused on making as much ammo as we can and getting more of that green and yellow box ammo out the door for everybody. And that's the question everybody's asking. I'm sure you get it all the time is, well, are you guys actually making ammo? Because I can't find any. So the question is, are you actually making any ammo? We are. And I do hear that a lot. And I know it's frustrating for folks that they can't find their pet load for fall or the shells they need to get out to the range or whatever that is. But I promise you guys, like I said, I'm here at our factory, and we're working 24/7. We've hired hundreds and hundreds of people, Tom, in the last year, and we're continuing to hire, and we're just kicking out as much as we safely can. So, I know, like I said, it's frustrating, but I just ask folks to be a little more patient with us, and I know that you're going to start seeing some of our ammo really quick. Well, are you up to full capacity at this point, or is there still more to do? Well, we can always do more, right? We're always looking at better ways to improve our processes and get more ammo out the door. But what I will say is that plant is going, like I mentioned, 24/7. And it's not just, I tell folks that and they think, okay, well, you're making a lot of 9mm, you're making a lot of 223, right. You're making a lot of 12 gauge, the common stuff. But I also want to get the word out that we're making everything. I mean, we're making the whole catalog. And, if that's 243 for your deer camp this fall, or if that's, 17 HMR, whatever that is, we're making sure we're making everything in the catalog. Well, then, of course, going back to Vista owning it, Vista, of course, CCI, Spear, all the Federal Premium makers of really good ammo and very innovative stuff. And now you come out with one of the best names in hunting ammo ever, Remington Core-Lokt ammo, and have redesigned, re-engineered, reimagined it to be something else. All right, you have the floor. That's right. So Core-Lokt, of course, the deadliest mushroom in the woods, and it's not going anywhere. We're making millions around the Core-Lokt, and we're not changing it, right? And you're still going to be able to find everything we make in Core-Lokt, 25-06, 250 Savage, 30-40 Krag, 764 Brennecke, whatever that is, all the common stuff too. We're making plenty of Core-Lokt. But what we kept hearing from hunters and shooters, they said, hey, Core-Lokt is great, but, I want a tipped projectile to take on my elk hunt this fall because I need to stretch out my legs a little bit and maybe take a shot at 300, 400 plus yards. Mm-hmm. So we kept hearing, hey, we love Core-Lokt, but we want to take it further. So that we've come out with Core-Lokt Tipped. So it's brand new this fall, and we're making it right now and shipping it. And it's, 243, 6.5 Creed, all the way up to 308 Win, 300 Witham, all of the above, right, Tom? And we're going to make that product. And it's really classic Core-Lokt performance. So it's the same hard-hitting, expansion, deadliest mushroom you've always known. But now with our new polymer tip on it, you're able to take Core-Lokt and take it long range. And so I think that if you're looking for a new load for this fall, it's a really good option. Core-Lokt
and I don't know that Remington ever got full credit or appreciation for it, was frankly, it was one of the first controlled expansion bullets available for hunters with that, I don't know if you'd call it a crimp or whatever the design is, to help control the expansion, to let it, start expanding and then kind of stop the expansion so it doesn't fall.
BC, you're going to get a more efficient bullet. And I'm, for one, really excited. I got a chance to take Core-Lokt Tipped out to the range a couple weeks ago and sight in my deer rifle for the fall and, plug in a 200-yard zero. And this stuff was shooting, inch and a half groups, no problem at all. And, it would probably do better, but I was pulling the trigger. So,
well, there's always that, right? You get that
That's
factor
right.
involved. All right. So one of the things that's happened is I think of the old Core-Lokt as being, not always, but a lot of round-nosed bullets, a lot of eastern whitetail hunters and all. And now we've got a lot of attention of people hunting out west, doing long-range shooting, wanting to do long-range shooting. And they speak in these strange tongues. They use phrases like BC, So what is the BC? What's the ballistic coefficient? Give me an idea of a couple of these bullets. Where are we with these?
Yeah, so you're going to see definitely an improvement over that classic pointed soft point that you've come to expect with Core-Lokt. So Core-Lokt Tipped, we range from like a .355 up to a .530. And to give the listeners an example, my favorite cartridge, my favorite caliber, 180 grain 308 Winchester, you take a big bullet like that. And our traditional Core-Lokt with our soft point, you were getting like a .284, respectable, but nothing to write home about.
No.
And now with Core-Lokt Tipped, that exact same grain weight, same chambering, same caliber, 308 Winchester, you're going up to .383. So, practically speaking, Tom, that means at a 300-yard shot, with the old school Core-Lokt, you were going to get a drop of about 9 inches at 300 yards, right?
Okay.
And then with the new stuff with Core-Lokt Tipped, you're dropping about 6 inches, a little over 6.5 inches. So I think it's just, a great option for a muley hunt, an elk hunt, a pronghorn, something that's not just popping that whitetail in the woods back east.
Right. And it's not just drop. With the higher BC, you really seriously do reduce the wind drift, and that's maybe even more important.
You do. You reduce wind drift, and the bullet's more efficient in flight. And then, I think there's some really great data and research out there on the effect of polymer tips on expansion as well. So, we think that not only is that bullet going to get there more efficiently and be more accurate and give you better long-range potential, but with that polymer tip, it's going to shear off on impact, like we've come to see happens, and fluid will fill that cavity, and then the bullet will expand as well. So, some of the deadliest mushrooms that we've seen from Core-Lokt Tipped are just as impressive as the original Core-Lokt, and in some cases, I think even better.
All right, Joel, I'm going to throw you a curve here because you may not know the answer to this. I didn't tell you I was going to ask this, but it just popped up. And it may be a homework assignment. You may have to go find out and come back and let us know later. But we're seeing in 45 ACP and 10 millimeter cases using small.
That's something we hear every day, and we've actually got a couple of 10 millimeter offerings coming out soon as well in our high terminal performance handgun line. So, I'll get back to you, Tom.
All right. So you were just mentioning you're going to have some 10 millimeter coming out. When are we going to be seeing that? And when is it going to hit my doorstep?
So, I don't want to make anybody jealous. Come on. But no, that's actually a new product for us. So we don't have a ton of 10 millimeter offerings yet outside of course, our UMC line of range ammo. But, we keep hearing about 10 millimeter being used for handgun hunting, for personal defense more and more. So under our HTP, high terminal performance handgun line, we're coming out with a new 10 millimeter load. So
nice.
New product for us. Give us a little bit of time, but we'll get it out there.
Very nice. Okay. All right. So if you got the 30-second elevator pitch and somebody says, so what else is new at Remington? What are you going to be telling them now?
I just say that Big Green is back, right? Like we're up and we're making ammo again in Arkansas, and we're continuing to hire. So come on down and help us make some ammo, and it's really exciting to see the factory back up and running. And we're focusing on quality and on getting as much ammo out the door. But like we talked about with our new Core-Lokt Tipped product, we're getting back to our heritage and our roots at Remington of innovation and listening to the hunter, to the shooter, to the reloader, and making sure that we're coming out with some really exciting new products too, as well as filling the shelves back up. So I just keep asking folks to support Remington and thank them for shooting Big Green.
There you go. Joel, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and best to you and the family.
Thanks, Tom. Thank you, sir.
All right, you take care. Yep, love the Hodgdon family. Great family, multi-generational in the firearms industry.